Hello everyone, welcome to BYJU'S Exam Prep. Welcome to your last lap to the Maharashtra CET exam. Today we will be doing the vocabulary revision. Can you hear me? Huh. Okay. All right. There was a. All right. Good evening and wonderful to see you, Harsh, Abhilasha, Shubham. We will be doing the vocabulary revision on your last lap to Maharashtra CET. All right. So this is a practice session on vocabulary questions that are expected in the Maharashtra CET MBA exams, question patterns that are similar to the Maharashtra CET MBA exam, and certain words which have been asked in the past and similar words that we expect you will be asked. All right, a very good evening to all of you. Without much ado, let us start the session. All right, okay. So let's look at what kind of vocabulary questions have been asked in Maharashtra CET over the years. All right. As you know, there are questions on synonyms, antonyms. These are the most common type of questions that are asked in Maharashtra CET. I see people joining on the app. Sweetie, Trisha, I suggest all of you download the app. There are lots of exercises that we in the content team have been putting up for you. So do download our app. It's okay if you look at our sessions on YouTube, but do download the app for a lot of extra uh, words, questions, tests, and so many other things. We have a totally new look app now. Do look at it. Contextual vocabulary. What I have done today is I have used more synonyms and antonyms, more fill in the blanks instead of contextual vocabulary. Generally, what is contextual vocabulary? An entire sentence is given and a word is underlined, and you are asked the meaning of the word. Yes, a very good evening to all of you. I'm in a hurry to do a lot of words with you, which is why I am not asking responding to each and every one of your wishes. All right, what else? We will of course be doing fill in the blanks, and time remaining we will discuss such certain commonly confused words in English. All right, are you ready to start? All right. Synonyms and antonyms. Now what you have to do, this session will help you for all exams. Suraj was asking, does this session help you for CAT? A good vocabulary will help you in ace any test. CAT does not have direct vocabulary questions, but if you are good at vocabulary, your reading comprehension is better, your critical reasoning skills are better. So I believe that if you want to do well in English, your vocabulary has to be good, and these kind of short sessions are the best. But today's lesson is totally focused on the kind of questions that are asked in Maharashtra CET. All right. Okay, because the test is coming up. All right. First one. What is a synonym of philanthropy? My name is Savitri Krishnamurty Binit Mishra, and I teach English and logic, that is critical reasoning at BYJU'S. All right. I used to take lots of classes for CAT and MBA students, and then I'm now taking fewer classes, and I am doing uh, more of content development, making mocks and lessons and things like that. All right. Quickly give me the answer. A, B, C, D, or E. What is the synonym of philanthropy? Phil means love and anthrop means man. So person who has love for mankind, or a philanthropy means generosity. So what is the meaning? Which word here means generosity? Which word is similar or synonymous with generosity? You are all correct. It is benefaction, which means a gift or a donation. Now let's come to the other words. What does option A? So option B is our answer. Very well done. Let me get my pen color right. But I want you to tell me what this word means. Parsimony. What does parsimony mean? Where is my pen? Oh, here. Yeah, what is parsimony mean? Anyone? If you are parsimonious, what does that mean? You're very thrifty. You're very economical. You're not willing to spend money easily. All right. And what does penuriousness mean? Option D. Anybody? Yes. Parsimony means stinginess. What does penurious mean? Penurious means poor. So penuriousness means poverty. Clear? Which is not the synonym of philanthropy. All right. Let's look at the next one. So B is our answer. Many of you got it right. Good. What is the synonym for bamboozle? Booze, aquavite, hoodwink, stress, or guide. What's the synonym? Similar in meaning. What is synonymous to bamboozle? Is it booze? Is it... Wait, what is it? Quickly. Destitute means somebody who is very poor. A homeless person is called destitute. A poor person is called a destitute. Yes. Destitution means poverty. Though the word booze is there in bamboozle, it does not mean booze. It does not mean this. It means to hoodwink. Next word. What does hoodwink mean? If you were hoodwinked by somebody, what does it mean? If you're hoodwinked by somebody, it means you have been... Why is my pen not working? Okay, I got that right. If you've been hoodwinked by somebody, it means you've been duped or cheated by somebody. All right? Got it? All right. Bamboozled by somebody means tricked or deceived or duped by somebody. So our correct option is C. Next one. What's the antonym of taciturn? Now, the moment you are asked opposites, remember, opposites, you need to know the meaning of the word and then you know the opposites. But when you're marking the options, one of the options will always be the meaning of the word. So you should not, like me, go and mark the meaning of the word. See, automatically, the moment you know the meaning of the word, your brain would automatically point you in that direction. But if it's an antonym question, you need to look at the opposite. What does taciturn mean and what is its opposite? Taciturn. Do you think I'm a taciturn person? Nobody in their right mind would call me taciturn. Taciturn is somebody who doesn't talk much. So what is a tacit agreement? Unspoken. So taciturn means somebody who doesn't talk much, and the opposite is garrulous, which means talkative. Excellent. Energetic, full of energy. Let's have an energetic session. Ephemeral. What is the meaning of ephemeral? Option C. Something which lasts for a very short time. Ephemeral. Momentary. All right. Enigmatic. There are certain people, who was that very famous actress, Suchitra Sen, was called a very enigmatic person. People couldn't figure her out. So if you're enigmatic, that means you're a puzzle to others. People cannot figure you out. All right. And an introvert is a person who keeps to himself, who doesn't like to mix with others. All right. So the opposite of taciturn is garrulous. Garrulous means talkative. I have given you all the other words as you asked Ria, or Ria's world. All right. Okay. Next one. Which one is an antonym of rebuff? Think of what's the meaning of rebuff and then tell me what's its opposite. Rebuke, snub, nix, praise, or transient. You ask me a question and I don't answer it. 3 times you ask me a question and I don't answer it. You might take it as a rebuff. A rebuff is a snub. Like somebody is ignoring you. Right? That's a rebuff. So the opposite cannot be snub. Snub is the meaning of rebuff. So the opposite would be praise. Now what does nix mean? Nixed it before it became bigger. Nix the problem. means put a stop to it. Nix also means zero. All right. Transient. It's a transient phase. Something which is again momentary. Something which is short term is called transient. Something which lasts for a very short period of time. Therefore, the correct answer is D, that is praise. Good. All right. Rebuke is to scold. Okay. Somebody rebuked you for coming late. Means to scold somebody. Snub is to scorn, to ignore, to offend somebody, to insult somebody. I can be rude to you and you say she snubbed me. Alright? Alright. What is the meaning of nonplussed? What is the meaning of the word nonplussed? Injurious, discourteous, puzzled, mammoth, or non-acceptance? What's the meaning of nonplussed? A, B, C, D, or E? Nonplus, apman means snub. No, apman is offense, right? Yeah, nonplussed means, suppose this is a class on vocabulary and suddenly I start talking about movies and cricket. Then you'll be nonplussed. What's happening? We came here waiting for a vocabulary class and here she is telling us about Virat Kohli and what he does best. So the answer is puzzled. Alright. Injurious, harmful, discourteous, mannerless, mammoth, huge. Alright. Non-acceptance, we know. Not accepting. Got it? All of you got that right? Nonplussed? Alright. Next one. Similar. Okay. Delectation. Now, I think you must have come across the word delectable dishes, delectable sweets. So what do you think is a delectation? Irritation, delight, misery, desolation, anguish. This word you would come across quite often. Form is temporary, class is permanent. Ayush, that's my answer. All right. Delectable means wonderful, delightful. So delectation means delight or joy. All right. Now, what is the meaning of desolation? Desolate, desolation is the same. C and D mean the same thing. Misery, sorrow. Got it? So next time you talk of a delectation, that means it's a joy, something that gives you sheer happiness like a Virat Kohli century. Alright, let's move on to the next word. Alright, what is the most appropriate synonym of this word? No, Shubham, as far as I know, no. What we've done is, for example, felicity was a past year Maharashtra CET word. Alright. Despondent was given earlier. So we just mixed and changed some of the words. From past year Maharashtra CET questions, many of them were from memory-based questions that we have. Some actual question papers we have. Therefore, we are putting everything together. Alright. Okay, felicity means what? Agony, bliss, despondency, gloom, woefulness. Okay, let's now move on. I've told you 6 words. You've already got the answers, right? One of the ways in which you guess the right answer is think. Does this word have a positive meaning or a negative meaning? If they want to make life simple for you, only one of the words will have a positive connotation among the options and the others will have a negative connotation like this one. Okay, felicity also, like delectation, means joy, bliss, delight. Alright, so the answer is B, while A and D and C and E all are opposites. Woefulness means sadness, sorrow. Despondency, sadness. Gloom, misery. Alright. There is no great source of vocabulary for this exam and this exam. Alright. The best source of vocabulary I would always say is the newspapers. and a reading habit. But in the last 20 days, just go through the past year papers and 25-50 words, just solve vocabulary questions. All right. uh, there is no, I mean, Norman Lewis is okay. They give ologies and all the uh, specialists, all the phobias, all the manias. There are very few words that are there. Then there are powerful verbs by Norman Lewis and somebody else. So you have a lot of these books, but if you read it in one day, you'll forget it in one day. So for the last 15-20 days, solve the vocabulary sections of past year papers. Okay. All right. What is the meaning of stymie? Your efforts were stymied by somebody or something. What is the meaning of stymie? Stymie, stymied. Explicate, abet, impede, assistance, liberate. Lots of C's. Lots of C's. They may not be repeated, Shubham, but you get similar words. For example, stymie, explicate has been given as an option. Explicate may be given as a word in the test. So always remember to know all the options that are given. Similar questions of a similar level of difficulty. Yes, to stymie means to be hampered or to be impeded. C. Okay, I've got my pen all along. Okay, what does explicate mean? Explicate. Wrong. Fallacy is something which is false. A false statement is a fallacy. False logic is called fallacy of logic. Explicate means to explain in detail. Abet means to help, and normally this word is used in a negative sense. Aid and abet a criminal, we say. Liberate means to free somebody. Impede means to obstruct or to hamper someone. Okay, now the word hamper as a noun means a basket. All right, something which is false is a fallacy. Earlier, people thought some logic that the earth was the center of the universe. That fallacy was revealed by somebody else who said, no, that's a wrong notion that you have. That's called a fallacy. Got it? All right. So stymie means, so your efforts were stymied by, you are preparing well for an exam and suddenly you fall ill. So you say, my preparations for the exam were stymied by an illness. But generally it means an obstruction put in your path by somebody else. Okay? All right. Next question. What does dawdle mean? And we want the opposite or the antonym of dawdle. What's happening to my pen? The antonym. I want the opposite of dawdle. So, instead of starting the class, if I start talking about the history and geography of cricket, or what's happening in the India-West Indies match, why did it start 2 hours late, why is it going to start 2 hours late, then you'd say, why are you dawdling? To dawdle means to delay, which is the same thing as to dally, to mosey, to saunter is to walk slowly, to hunch. If I sit like this, I'm hunching. When you lean forward with your back not straight, we call that a hunch. But if you say, I have a hunch this is right, I have a hunch this question is important, I have a feeling that this is important. Okay. So the word we want is to hasten. Okay. To make things faster, to go faster. And the other word for making things go faster is to expedite. If you know somebody, you have applied earlier when we applied for a passport. Now, of course, it's all online, so it's fantastic. So if if you knew somebody in the passport office, he could expedite the process. Suddenly your interview comes earlier than the rest. All right, waste time. Yes, waste time is to dally, dawdle, or to hang back. Not to walk fast can also be to dawdle. All right. All right. So to hasten, to make things go faster is the opposite of dally. Lambency. What is the meaning of lambency? What is the meaning of lambent? And then I want the opposite. Lambent. Nice word with L. What is the meaning? And then give me the opposite. Three options here are similar. So what do you think is the opposite of lambency? Lambent means giving off light or radiant or brilliant. So lambency also means gleaming, glittering, something that shines with light. Therefore, its opposite will be dullness. Okay. All right. Now we come. Lambency is the same as radiance, is the same as phosphorescence, is the same as luster. Luster means having a kind of shine. Gusto means enthusiasm. Okay. Suppose somebody, let's go and do something, and you're fully energized. He supported the proposal with great gusto. Okay, gusto means energy, enthusiasm. Phosphorescence means radiance. Luster means shine or radiance. Gusto means energy or enthusiasm. Okay, glow. That's the best word. Okay, so dullness is the opposite. Clear? Okay, we've done 10 words so far. All right, let's look at fill in the blanks now. Fill in the blanks take you a little longer. So what's the rule for fill in the blanks? It should have been contextual vocabulary, but instead we are doing fill in the blanks. What's the rule behind fill in the blanks? You read the entire sentence, okay, with the blank. The moment you read the entire sentence with the blank, your brain will suddenly prompt a word, because you will try to complete the sentence on your own as if you are speaking it. Then you look for an option which is similar to the words which have been given. All right, so read the sentence and tell me. The introduction of the CUET, Common University Entrance Test, can be seen as a step in the direction of dash India with international standards. What's the word you want? Aligning, dividing, creating, copying, being. Just think. What would you say? What is the person intending to say? India has to go along with international standards. It has to match international standards. So, in the direction of aligning means lining up, making it go in tune with something, is to align. Do your goals match mine? Do your goals align with mine? Go in line, okay, match. So the word is aligning, not creating. You can't create India with international standards. You have to make India stick to international standards or go along with international standards. So it's just a question of understanding the word that has been given, and I have seen a lot of A's. Thank you. All right, Pragya says your recorded sessions were really helpful. Thank you, Pragya. All right, question 12. My teammate does not see dash with me about how to solve the problem. So what does your teammate not see? Bone to bone, ear to ear, ear to eye to ear, or eye to eye. What is the meaning and what is the expression? Please give the question number. A's and B's won't help me understand. All right. Like BYJU'S Exam Prep, my teammate says only 63 likes, though 120 watching. So what about the others? You don't like the session? Only if you like the session, press a like. But I hope you're liking the session. Yeah. So when you agree with somebody, what is the idiomatic expression for agreeing with somebody? Seeing eye to eye. Right? Seeing eye to eye with somebody means agreeing with somebody. So your teammate does not agree with you. So your teammate does not see eye to eye with you. Okay. So if you say with an eye to qualifying in the Maharashtra CET, I am doing this. What does that mean? With a view, with a plan. So there are a lot of I idioms. If somebody is the apple of your eye, what does it mean? Same thing as it means in Hindi. That he is apple of your eye is somebody who you're very fond of somebody, then that person is the apple of your eye. All right. All right. Let's look at the next. Look at this carefully and answer the question. According to an ancient ideology, sacrifices are considered traditional to achieve what? Realism, salvation, lethargic, disgruntled, or indolence. I'll give you the meanings of all the words, don't worry. But what exactly they used to have all these sacrifices, animal sacrifices. Why did they conduct sacrifices? Because they thought that it was a way to achieve deliverance. Deliverance from pain, deliverance from punishment. What is that called? That is called, or protection from harm, that is called salvation. Exactly. All right, good. Lots of B's as answers. What does realism means? Pragmatism. To be practical and pragmatic. Lethargic. I hope none of you are feeling lethargic. Lethargic is what you feel on a Sunday morning. Unless you're a weekend batch student. Then you can't afford to be lethargic even on a Sunday. Lethargic means lazy. On a rainy Sunday morning, you feel even more lethargic. Disgruntled, dissatisfied. Right? When you take a test or you go for an interview and you feel that the interview process was not fair, then you come out of it feeling dissatisfied, discontented, a little upset. That is disgruntled. Now, what does indolence mean? Indolence means the same thing as lethargic. Laziness. Now, there's another word that you often confuse it with. Insolent is different from indolent. Insolent means rude and indolent means lazy. Clear? So, lethargic means lazy, indolent means lazy. Clear? All right, good. Let's go to the next. Read this carefully. I want all of you to get it right. And quickly, I want the app students to also answer the questions and the YouTube students. Let's see who gives the answers faster. Regrettably, a vote for one's dash has become a dash in India's August Forum, the Parliament. August means respected. Highly respected. All right. What's the word I want? There are two words here. Two blanks. So you need to first read the entire sentence and then make sure both words together complete the sentence meaningfully. All right. A vote for one's dash has become a dash. Please, Shubham, focus on the words. All right. Then we have lots of strategy sessions. We have lot of sessions where we talk about how to increase scores and all. Right now, quickly give me the answer to these questions. I'm seeing D, C, E, all answers. Okay. Rashi only on that side. Where are the others? Where's Pragya, Sweetie, Devang? All right. Lots of B's and C. All kinds of answers. I've got all options here. All right. Let me give you the meanings. Party. Okay. Now remember, the key word here is regrettably. So regrettably, it's a matter to be regretted. Sadly, a vote for one's party. Now, if you are in parliament and you vote for your party, how can that become a rarity? What is regrettable about it and why, how can it be a rarity? So A does not make sense. Rarity is something that's rare, something that doesn't happen. So A does not make sense at all. Regrettably, a vote for one's constituency has become a practice. Why is it regrettable? B, people understand People would vote for something which is good for their constituency. So why would that become a practice, and why would that be a something to be regretted? A vote for one's conscience has become a rarity. Yes. If you vote according to your conscience, your inner voice, that has become a rarity because people follow the party. The party tells them do this, they do this. So the word we want is a vote for one's conscience. A vote according to your conscience has become more and more rare. If a vote for your principles has become prevalent, prevalent means something that is happening, something that is widespread, it is not a matter to be regretted. Right, Arun? Arun, D would be best if we did not add regrettably there, then it would fit well. Okay, if you vote according to your principles that is prevalent, then that is something not to be regretted. That is something to be proud of. So since he says regrettably, it's a matter on which he is expressing regret. It should be something negative. Got it? So the answer will be C. So remember to read the entire sentence and then decide what is the word you want. Otherwise, the words by themselves are not hard, but you end up making a mistake and then you come out of the exam hall and then you say, I could have got more marks with that. All right. Next. This time, try to get it right. Read the entire sentence and then decide what's the right answer. Teachers can dash mark. Please mark the question number. Like this is 15. Give me 15 A, B, C, D or E. Okay. Write the number when you give the answers. Teachers can dash mock safety drills to allow students to practice emergency procedures in a safe and dash environment. So they are talking of some system where teachers can dash mock safety drills to allow students to practice emergency medical procedures in a safe and dash environment. What are we talking about? Okay. Conduct mock safety drills looks correct, but safe and devoid environment we can't say. What does devoid means? Lacking. It's an atmosphere devoid of something means lacking. Okay, not having is devoid. Teachers can arrange mock safety drills to allow students to practice emergency medical procedures in a safe and controlled environment. Seems okay. Let's look at the next. You can't dispense mock safety drills. What is the meaning of dispense? To give, right? Or to throw away. Can't be that. Teachers can schedule, but what does a definite environment mean? Alright, so arrange and control is the best bet. Alright, okay, great. Lots of you got B. Those of you who had the other options, remember you don't dispense mock safety drill. You either arrange, you conduct, practice, but not dispense. Alright, and you should, yes, dispense is to give away. Alright. This is called a cloze test. Okay, you are given a paragraph. Alright, and then there are 4 or 5 blanks. Now, in a paper-based test, the paragraph will be on one side of the paper and the answer options will be on the other side. Which is why I have put in an online test also. It is generally, if they are kind to you, they'll give the sentence and the options. Otherwise, if it is this way, we need to keep going back to the passage. I will let you see the sentences every time I ask you which is the right word. But for this, always read the passage really quickly. Don't have to waste too much time. PM Modi's visit to Germany, the first leg of his 3-nation European tour, set the stage for an. Remember, that will give us a clue that there is an "and" here. Oh, what's happening to my pen today? Oh, let me get the eraser. And dash. So we want a word which starts with a vowel sound here. Aspect of India's development pathway. One of the 3 dash of bilateral talks was on climate and energy. Following talks, Foreign Secretary Vinay Quatra identified the joint declaration of intent on green and dash development. Think of the adjectives we use for development. It will play out initially through two channels. Both countries dash create a green hydrogen task force, and Germany will support India's green growth plans with an dash development assistance of $10 billion by 2030. All right, let's look at the first question. Which is the most appropriate option for blank one? We look at blank one. Essential, essentially, prerequisite, essentialism, or essentiality. What's the first blank? Set the stage for an dash aspect of India's development pathway. His visit set the stage for an first one. Set the stage for an dash aspect of India's development pathway. So what's the word we want? Please mark the question number 16. Essential pathway. It cannot be essentially pathway. It cannot be prerequisite because an is there. Essentialism and essentiality cannot work. So the answer is A. Got it? All right. Next one. The most appropriate option for B, stranded, strands, stranding, strand, or pause. Remember, strand in different forms and pause. All right, let's go back to 17. All right, 17. Question 2, that is, one of the three dash of the bilateral talks. Why did I say 17? Oh, that was question 17, like. Option 2 here is question 17. Yeah. Strand, stranded, something else, and pause. Stranding and pause. So what's the word we want? Strand, stranded, strands. One of the three. Strand or strands. Do we need an S or not? One of the three. Strands. One of the three strands for. Not one of the three strands. Three strands are then one out of them. So it should be with an S. Alright, not D. B. What's the next one? Options are actual, sustainable, adversarial, adjustable, accurate. Dash development for green and dash development. So what's the word we want? 18. This would allow India to green and dash development. Thank you, Ayush. After the class, we shall watch it. Okay, one of the three strands done. Let's go to question 18. What kind of development are we looking at? Has to be sustainable. Okay, adversarial means like an adversary, enemy. Okay, so it's the 18 is a no-brainer. 19. The most appropriate option, let's look at where is 19. 19 was 4, right? Yeah. There's 15, 16, 17, 18. This one. Both countries dash create a green hydrogen task force. Both countries dash create a green hydrogen task force. So what's the word we want? Both countries. This is Cloze test is mostly easy. Both countries dash create a green hydrogen task force. Might, will, should, could, or never. What is the auxiliary or the model you use to show possibility? Which word here in 19 shows possibility? Might, will, should, could, never. Which is the best word? Might means probability, and when there is less chance you use might. Which is a better word? Anjana, not might. Not might. Might is, it might rain, where the chances of rain is actually less. Less probable you use might. Could is the word we want. We could development. That means probably we use could. Okay, probability we use could. I could do it if I tried hard enough. Alright. So the word we use is could. Alright, last word. Fifth one, inspirational, astronomical, additional, anatomical, anatomy. Let's look at what we are looking at. What is Germany giving us, right? What's the last sentence? Oh, this is a pain. Okay. Ah, Germany will support India's green growth plans with an dash development assistance of 10 billion pounds by or euros by 2030. What's the word we want? Euros, that is. What kind of aid is that? An inspirational, astronomical, additional, anatomical anatomy. What's the word we want? What is Germany going to do? It's going to give us some money, 10 billion euros. So what anatomical, it won't be. Inspirational, it cannot be. What is inspiring about money? Well, it will help us. If it's a huge amount, you call it astronomical. Or if it has already given us the money, it's not that astronomical. What's the right word? If it's huge, you say astronomical. Otherwise, additional, if it has already given before. So there's nothing in the passage that told us it has already given us the aid before. If it has already given you money, I've given you 10 million. Now I'm going to give you an additional 20 million. But there was nothing in the passage which told us that it has given money before. So what would you say? Oh, this amount is huge. So which an astronomical amount. Then something which is big. Got it? All right. Now, in MAH CET, there's another kind of, we really need to go fast. There's another kind of fill in the blanks that you need to do. They will give you two sentences and give you options and say, choose an option which can fill in both the blanks correctly, the same word, and complete the sentences meaningfully. Alright, so which word here would complete both sentences meaningfully? Shivani did all she could to serve the Italian cuisine in its dash form. Dash ingredients have been used to make this Hyderabadi biryani. What's the word I want? Quick, quick, what's the word I want? Question 21. Authenticity, authentic, pure, purity, impressive. In its authentic form, okay, and authentic ingredients have been used. Genuine and true to its culture. All right, next one. The family is very dash with giving alms to the poor. The mother gave a dash portion of rice to her son. What did the mother do? Thrifty, generosity, generous, thrift, or avid. What's the word we want? We don't say pure Italian cuisine. We don't use pure. Authentic means this is real Italian food. It's not Indian Italian. It's proper Italian, authentic. Okay, and then authentic can be used for the other one also. All right. Generous. Thrifty means economical. Being careful with money. Thrift means economy. Avid means enthusiastic. I'm an avid fan of cricket. I'm an avid fan of reading of or a particular author or movies. All right. Thrift means economy. Not spending money. Being very careful with money is thrift. Thrifty also means economical. I'm a thrifty person, so I practice thrift. I don't spend money easily. I think before I spend. Then I am practicing thrift. All right. All right. Next. The students demanded a retest as the assessment procedures were not fair and dash the assessment procedure. Thrifty means economical, being careful with money. You're a very thrifty person means you're very careful with money. You don't spend easily. You think twice before spending. Clear? All right. So why did the student want a retest? Why do they use such a word which is out of context? I have given you the word so that you know lots of words. These words are asked often. So I've tried to include the words as options, if not as a question. All right. So the performance hasn't been consistent, cannot be conflictive. Conflictive means leading to conflict. But the procedure was not consistent. For somebody it was something, for somebody else it was something else, not uniform. And your performance once is good, once is not there, like your normal performance in mocks, right? That's the biggest problem you have. So consistent, not consistency. But the problem with all of you is, in the mock test, I ask someone, how did you do? You say that I'm not consistent. You're not consistent, especially with your VARC scores. One day you see that reading comprehension is easy, you get high marks, and another day you say, I didn't do well. But you shouldn't lose heart. All right? It depends on your focus on the day of the test. Reading and VARC is all about focus. The moment you start panicking, you can't read well. If you can't read well, you won't answer questions well. So on the day of the test, the person who is calm, like Dhoni, does well. If you lose your head, then you can't do well in VARC. So the key is to keep calm. All right. And treat the test like a mock. So, one of my colleagues would always advise students, treat every mock as if it were the real test, so that on the day of the test, you treat the test as if it were a mock. So then you will do very well. You will just take it easy. All right. The candidate did not take criticism too well, as he was being too what? If you criticize me and I start saying, oh, this, this, I start giving excuses. What is that attitude called? Defensive. Okay? Can't be protective. Okay, my favorite word, because one of you had given the answer. I'm not just fond of cricket. I'm fond of cricket. I'm fond of movies, but I'm most fond of dogs. Okay? So one student, when I asked what's the meaning of pugnacious, he said something that looks like a pug. Those cute dogs. But pugnacious means aggressive. Very aggressive. All right, ready for a fight. So the word pugilist, boxer, pugnacious, all these are related to one another. Defensive is the right word. Perfect. Pugnacious means aggressive, ready for a fight. All right. And that's a question that's often asked. Tone question in RC. What's the author's tone? One of the words they ask you is pugnacious. All right. Fantastic. All right. So how many words did we learn? The questions were 24, but we actually learned there were 25 questions, but the last one, the font was not okay. Something went wrong. So we went with 24 only. But you actually must have learned at least 35 to 40 words, maybe even 50 for some of you. All right. So what are the key learnings in today's class? Pay attention to the use or usage of words, not just the meaning. Read the sentence, the context in which a word is used, so you'll remember it too. All right. And the best, the most painless way to study and learn more words is to keep reading. The more you read, the better you get at it. Good authors, if you read, you learn a lot of words. All right, before we say goodbye and pack up, we have lots and lots of things coming up in MAH CET. 2nd August, Naveen will be taking Quant Decoded. 3rd, I'll come back with grammar rules. I've already created the PPT. I love the way it turned out. All the difficult concepts I've tried to explain in an easy way. 4th, on Thursday, Srinivas will be taking abstract reasoning. Nikita will be taking parajumbers. That should be a very fun class. And Naveen again will take algebra on Saturday. All right. Make sure you stay locked at 9 p.m. on these days so that you attend all the sessions without missing a single one. And that will clearly help you get a good score in MAH CET. All right. This will act as a revision. Take a free mock. Somebody was asking me about mock. On 5th of August, we have a free mock coming up. That is real questions based on the MAH CET pattern, and know your strengths and weaknesses and identify your strategy just before the test so that you do well. All right, and join us for MAH CET MBA First Impressions and Detailed Analysis, August 23rd to 25th. We will all be taking the test and bringing our inputs to you. All right, and as usual, do follow these, download our app. Make sure you do that so that you get a lot of material for your preparation. All right, if you like this session, do press the like button so that I get more sessions. All right, okay, I will see you again very soon, and do attend our last lap series. Do not miss a single lesson in our series. All right, thank you. Bye bye. Sectional tests have all, or 2 or 3 have already gone live, Pragya, I think. I'm not very sure though. I haven't taken any as of now. I should have taken some, but I'll find out. I think 2 for last month must have gone live. Yeah, maybe some issues. All right. Okay. Take care, all of you. Bye bye. I will find out about the sectional tests and the mocks. But do take our free mock on August 5th. All right. Bye bye.